A month ago, we learned that Ripple would approach the OC to become a national bank. We also advised them that opening a Fed master account, which enables the Fed to hold our RLUSD funds directly, was crucial. This provides our RLUSD with far greater security to ensure that it will continue to be accepted in the future. A month has passed, and not much has changed. However, I must mention that Rage of Condiment just sent us this post. Actually, this relates to the application for the Ripple National Trust Bank is this. This is the application you can use to obtain a business license in Orange County. The first book is available to the public. In addition to the company itself, the application provides some insight into Ripple's goals. Starting with the first section, it should be evident that Ripple aspires to become a national trust bank under OC supervision with restricted uses. Maintaining our RLUSD reserves and operating a controlled system for tokenized banking and future Fed access would be feasible. This is a complete justification of the plan to establish the trust bank as the Ripple National Trust Bank by Ripple Labs Inc., commonly known as Ripple Labs, a sponsor operating through the designated leaders. It does appear to be making a lot of things possible when we investigate it. It goes beyond RLUSD. It also involves tokenization safety and even visiting the Fed. People should be aware of this crucial issue because if approved, which I believe it will be, it will greatly benefit Ripple. In addition, we have this. It will not take place. Start a business. According to the CRA, national banks that only deal with infrastructure and enterprises and don't lend or accept accounts are exempt. Now it should be rather obvious. Yes, this has nothing to do with supermarkets. It isn't designed for shopping. Only banks are important to Ripple. When they also discuss the XRP system, it's very obvious, isn't it? We've discussed this a lot. We mostly discussed in the movies how companies on the XRP ledger can leverage DeFi. From the start of the years until the end, one thing has been constant. Working with large banks and other corporations has long been a goal of Ripple's. This is how it has always been. This is the main explanation for why XRP has consistently been referred to as the banker's coin. Ripple has been exclusively working with businesses for a long time. Shopping was never the point. This financial institution was created for RLUSD. Not a single word about XRP is mentioned here. In my opinion, Ripple should keep XRP distinct from the bank's legitimate use to avoid confusion between a coin and an OCC-supervised trust bank at this time. However, that does not preclude eventual integration of XRP. This is likely in my opinion, particularly when considering use cases like RLUSD, DeFi, Business DeFi, and other such scenarios. The fact that this indicates that Ripple Labs controls the bank and granted the bosses their own equity is also intriguing. It's also intriguing that it's a secret. This is what businesses who wish to go public do, according to a friend. And this is actually the entire strategy for how we believe Ripple stock might actually materialize. Enumerate every organization and holding company that provides top executives, directors, organizers, and other insiders with stock-based compensation plans. These could include stock warrants, stock options, and other equity-based compensation schemes. This will also remain confidential. The phrasing makes it apparent that it will be private, which is what matters. Naturally, we are aware that Ripple aspires to become a national bank in order to use a banking compliance company to regulate tokenization. They can send money without a permit or putting money at risk. If the Fed allowed them to utilize them, a lot more money would be moving through them. This is crucial. Furthermore, after giving it some thought, I would argue that Ripple aspires to be recognized as a legitimate, significant player in the industry. They have always aspired to be in command of institutions. This is the main reason they want everything to take place in one location. Brad Garlinghouse, David Schwartz, and Monica Long. They wish to use DeFi, trade, and safeguard their currencies. All of their wants were satisfied in one location. The final major component that would complete the picture and establish Ripple as the leading force in this emerging institutional finance market is this license. They would permit nearly anything to be done by groups. It can include institutional defiance, institutional power, and much more. As you can see, the board is piled as well. Although the board has been mentioned previously, this is a significant development for XRP and Ripple. People are not interested in purchasing XRP. The point is this: more RLUSD connections with XRP is something to watch in the future. I believe they will occur. Let's finally return to July 9th, when Brad Garlinghouse ensured that everything was in order. This makes it significant, particularly in relation to Rule S. I believe that today more than ever, we need to discuss this. This is due to the recent events involving the SEC. The US recently gave cryptocurrency a lot of accolades. Ripple and even XRP are superior than almost everything else in this market. Naturally, many of those utility-based projects, particularly those operated by US corporations, also benefit greatly from that significant gain. Among them are Stellar, Algorand, and Hyde Era. But listen carefully to what Bradgar Linghouse has to say. You still require and desire a license to operate as a bank, don't you? Notwithstanding the fact that BNY made this transaction. The short answer is yes. However, we have investigated and requested applications to open a FedMaster account as well as an OC license. Neither is available to us yet. We think this is all about decentralized banking, which is what a lot of people talk about. Ripple has been establishing connections between traditional financial and decentralized finance. The globe won't be overrun by it. In order to facilitate faster and less expensive transactions, we consider ways to integrate the best features of cryptocurrency into standard currency. That's what Ripple has always stood for. This is intended to accomplish that. Moreover, obtaining an OC card is essential. The claim that the cryptocurrency community doesn't want to take the lead is completely untrue. I'm somewhat in, because you stated that the Senate Banking Committee would convene in Washington, D.C. today. Someone has to watch after our company. According to some supporters of Ripple, we want to get an OC license on top of the licenses we already have with the New York Department of Financial Services. We can continue to use these technologies to support people and businesses since that trusted partner is much stronger now and prioritizes compliance. In this video, what is Bradgar Linghouse trying to say again? What matters most? Something. Was it logical? Those well-known actors, the transactions, and the use cases that generate substantial profits. They cannot abandon this. However, now that we consider it, the administration in this region is also undergoing some significant changes. Additionally, the SEC has been concealing the facts for a long time, which is why we are still waiting for them to resolve this issue. Given our increased understanding of how banks operate, it is clear that developments in cryptocurrency benefit these kinds of initiatives and businesses. They must be the greatest. Blockchain will be used everywhere. We are aware of that. These computer lines will undoubtedly convey cash. Networks and organizations like XRP and Ripple will be crucial to this. Now let's see what's happening. In a recent post on X, I claimed that with the current market decline, our RLUSD reached a hidden worth of $600 million. It is obvious that by the end of the year, ROD should rank among the top 5 secure coins. I have no doubt that our RLUSD will eventually rank among the most significant USD safe coins available. The majority of the value is currently linked to Ethereum because of its stable and well-established coin market. However, I continue to think that this will alter in the future. The majority of our RLUSD's value will soon be in XRP and XRPPL. On these other networks, safe currency trades will proceed more quickly. It's far too early. The steady, indeed.